see this label compared to the last one and knowing what's happening. This label is the label from the SGS company, and they are also a company trying to figure out what GMOs really do to affect our food, as research is still being done. The difference in labeling causes a lot of confusion in general, and bringing a debate of the government regulating non-GMO foods to have third-party companies regulate either on their own or to bring action, have a standard between all non-GMO foods. And the World Health Organization states that the way governments have been regulating GM, which is genetically modified foods, has varied around countries in the world. For example, the US is currently going underneath policy changes in order to have non-GMOs be equally labeled among each other, no matter if it's third-party companies or not. In 2016, a bill was passed underneath Obama to start creating talks about GMO foods, but only just about a month ago they came out with a backbone to what GMO foods and how they should be labeled. The discussion of GMOs is super important right now, as many people who use GMOs in their foods every day still don't really have an idea what they're about. In a study done by the Pew Research Center, about 20% of people knew a lot about GMOs or just had some basic understanding what GMOs are. 52% said that they only know a little bit about GMOs, probably just what their term means, and not even knowing what exactly it is, and 19% knew nothing about GMOs. For something that is affecting the food that we eat every single day in our lives, you would think that people would step up to the plate and hold the FDA, USDA, and EPA accountable as they all work together to make sure our food is regulated. Although there's just current talks about GMOs, and just a month ago discussing a backbone to this issue, which this backbone would mean that a QR code, another labeling system, some sort of thing that we could scan on our phones is what they came up with in order to have us be able to look at the product, scan the code ourselves, and be able to look through if it was GMO or non-GMO. As much as this is a solution to the problem, I still think it's not enough. People usually, if they see something else they have to do with their food item, usually toss it aside and don't really take a look at truly what their label is. I think that the non-GMO label, even though it's on the front in that little box or that little square or whatever circle they have, because there's many different types of labels, I think that there should be more of a push for non-GMO labels to be directly on the box and stated what GMOs are used, because there's different levels. For example, one GMO food that we all know and that we've studied probably in our bio classes is corn. Corn is the backbone of the U.S. in the food industry, and it can have a lot of detrimental effects if not taken care of properly. For example, the use of pesticides was making our corn unhealthy, so they genetically modified our corn in order for it to have a resistance towards these pesticides. In the end, you would think, oh, just corn is just genetically modified, but you forget to think about the other things that come from corn that are also genetically modified. Cornstarch, corn syrup, other byproducts of corn, and what we use corn to make other products can also be genetically modified. And if you're a person who's against genetically modified food or not caring about genetically modified food at all, it doesn't matter your standpoint, but it's still an important issue because most people are uneducated about it. Overall, being knowledgeable about these topics can help you decide what to shop for in a grocery store, GMO or non-GMO. And because since the government is in action, I haven't put contacts yet because they're still in talks right now, and that since they have a definitive plan, that we are a little too late to step up to the table in these talks. But in future cases where food labeling laws may come into place, we need to hold the government accountable.